This book was just lovely. Finding Audrey is Sophie Kinsella's first YA novel, and I was excited for it. I had no idea what it was about, but it was Sophie Kinsella and YA, and I was like, yes please. Finding Audrey is about a 14-year-old girl named Audrey who has social anxiety that was brought on from an actual specific event that happened in her life, but now she can't make eye contact with people, she can't go out in public places, she can't meet new people, it just makes her too anxious. And it's just about her dealing with that and learning to cope with it and trying to overcome it, and that's basically what the story's about. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars because I absolutely adored it. I really, really, really loved this story. I read it really quickly, I ate it up, it was like candy to me. It was wonderful. I wasn't expecting it to be as sweet as it was. It was so incredibly sweet. And I also really liked the descriptions of how her social anxiety made her feel and what it did to her body when she met new people and when she was in crowded places and stuff. And it was kind of eye-opening. It was really interesting. And I didn't know that that's what social anxiety meant or felt like. And I feel like a lot of people probably don't know that. A lot of people are probably still ignorant to it and probably think people are just, you know, being like, what's wrong with meeting people? Like, everyone has to meet people, everyone has to talk to people. Don't be such a wimp. I feel like a lot of people still probably have that kind of mindset about it. And I really liked the way that it was described in this. I don't know how realistic it is because I don't suffer from social anxiety, but I would assume it's pretty accurate. It felt really real and really raw and interesting. And eye-opening, like I said. So I really, really liked that aspect of it. I also really liked the characters, especially Linus. He was one of the things that made the story so sweet because he was so understanding of Audrey's situation and trying to help her, and he was so patient and so sweet, and it was so sweet. It was also a little funny. It had some funny parts in it for sure, some classic Sophie Kinsella stuff. The thing that I also really liked about it was quite different from her adult novels. I find most of her adult novels are, you know, not the same, but you get the same vibe from them. Most of the main characters are generally the same type of person. And this was very, very different. Audrey was a very different type of character. She had a very different personality, and she was going through a very different situation. And also, again, it's being told from a younger point of view. Actually younger than I thought. I thought she was going to be 16 or 17 and she was 14. But it was still really, really good. Yeah, Sophie Kinsella is definitely up there, one of my favorite authors. She's, I feel like, doesn't write anything bad. All her stuff is great. Just great stuff. I've said before with Sophie Kinsella's books that her books kind of remind me of an adult version of Georgia Nicholson, except not quite as ridiculous as Georgia Nicholson. And because this is about a 14-year-old, and it's British, and it's funny, and it's still got the same type of humor, this is like a more serious, not ridiculous version. Not version. Just reminiscent, reminding. Like, I feel like if you like Georgia Nicholson and you like more serious topics, this is like the perfect book. Because it's got that British humor in it, and it's got the younger audience, and it's got some serious issues that are talked about in a really sweet way, and it's, I don't know, it was really good. I really, really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend it. If you've never read Sophie Kinsella before, anything, you just read it.